if I were on Broadway, well, who would I want to meet? Oh, Steve Martin, or maybe Robin Williams. And then I'd just go back and, you know, continue delivering a burrito Nolasco. And then one fall, this thing happened. My mom was sick, and so I was flying to LA, and so I lost all my shifts at Mama's Mexican Kitchen, and the NEA had dried up, and so they weren't funding performance art anymore. And so, you know, it was the end of the month, and I had to make my rent. So I'm pretty industrious. So I went in my garage and I got a rake and I marched up to Capitol Hill and I knocked on some of the wealthiest homes, you know, asking, could I rake your yard for $10 a yard? Now I was a performance artist, so my hair at this point was chartreuse, and nobody would even open their door, let alone let me come rake their yard, except for a Presbyterian minister, whose yard was the size of a football field. And I'm out there raking, the wind's blowing, and it's raining. You know, it's Seattle, I'm raking. After 3 hours, you know, I'm weeping and raking, and he comes out and gives me $10 and sends me home. And when I get there, you know, my answering machine is blinking. Now, how many of you ever had an answering machine that blinked? Raise your hand. Okay, my people. And there were messages there from my agent and from best friends who said, Patty, they're auditioning performance artists at the Seattle Rep. You should go down there. And even though I never auditioned for anybody else's material, I decided I was going to take my resume and go down there, and so I did. I got in that line that went around the block, and when I got up there, gosh, they want you to do this weird little dance step, and I'm not a dancer, but I just surrendered, and I said, okay, whatever, I'm here. Let's do this thing. And so I do my little dance step, and I get into the show. And then this amazing thing happens. It goes from this little tiny theater to the main stage of the Seattle Rep. And then 6 months later, it goes from the Seattle Rep to the Kennedy Center in DC. And then 6 months later, it goes where? Broadway. Is where? Tavern on the Green. And when I look up from getting my parents a couple of drinks, who am I standing next to? And so I am a true believer of this inner process of visioning because it's happened for me. But it wasn't until sometime after that that I began to use